Hi guys, my name is Charles Peace. In today's video, we'll be making a beautiful maxi dress. It's gonna be a wrapped upper part with circle down. So guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Now, I will use this Duchess fabric for it and a matching lining for it. So guys, as I said earlier, the upper part is a wrapped top, while the down is a dress. The down part will be a very circled maxi dress. So guys, I've folded my fabric in a bias form. Now the length of the dress is 60 inches minus 17, which is the half length. It will be 43 inches. Now my waist measurement is 32 inches divided into 4 will give me 8 inches, and I'll add extra 2 inches, that is altogether 10 inches. So at this point, this is okay, this is 10 inches here. Now to determine the radius that will give me 10 inches, I'm using 13 inches for the radius. If I take 13, then I'll connect the lines, because I don't want it to be on a straight form. I want it to be on a circular form. That's why I'm not using my straight ruler. You can see that it's not on a straight line. Then from this point, the remaining, I now have to take my 43 inches. That 43 inches, I'll add it extra 2 inches, making it 45 inches. Then I'll take 45 inches round from this radius here. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll cut out this side and cut out this side. I'll make sure I use my pin to secure it very well so that it will not shift. I'll go ahead and place it on another fabric to cut out the second piece. I'm trying to use my pin to secure it as well. Now after securing it with my office pin, I'll go ahead and cut it out as well. For the back, I'll go ahead and open up the center of the back. Remember, I added 2 inches extra. So that 2 inches also serve as the zip allowance. That's why I cut the front pieces, the front piece and the 2 back pieces the same thing. So we are done with the down part. We'll now go over to the table for the upper part. Now the length is 17 inches plus 1 inch, that is 18 inches. Now my shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided into 2 give me 8 inches plus half an inch, that is 8.5 inches. For the armhole, I'm using 9 inches. I'll connect the lines. Now under this, I'll take my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 37 inches. 37 divided by 4 will give me 9.2 inches. This is 9.2 plus 2 inches allowance. Then my waist measurement is 32 inches divided into 4 will give me 8 inches plus 1 inch. Now my waist measurement is 32 divided into 4 will give me 8 inches plus 1 inch for the darts and 2 inches for the allowance. So I will join the lines together, after which you put 1 inch shoulder slant. Then from this point, measure 4 inches for the neckline. The front will be 6 inches. You cover the shape while the back is 2 inches. You can see that. Then from the armhole, from this slant here, the remaining inches is 8 inches divided into 2 give me 4 inches. Then I'll come in by half an inch. This will be only for the front. That's why I will not cut it out. I will only cut it out when I'm done cutting out the back pieces. So just slant it, curve it out with the from this point, then I'll take it. Just curve it from this point down to this point. You can as well use your curved ruler to do so if you can't sketch it. So at this point, I'll cut it out, then I'll place it to cut out the back pieces before I will then make the wrap. I will only cut out this when I'm done cutting out the back, because this is majorly for the box, this curved in. For the back, I will leave 1.5 inches allowance. For the zip allowance, I'm using 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut out the back pieces. Then I'll cut out the neckline for the back. Then I'll open up the back. Now this for the front, I'll go ahead and curve this bust area. Then I'll cut out the neckline. Now I'll open it up like so. Then from this point, I'll take it, curve it here. That is from this point here. Depending on how you want it, you can go ahead and curve it, because I would like it to be plinted like so. I'll be plinting it. I want it to have a draped shape at this point. So because of that, I want to extend it to this point. I will extend it to this point so that I'll be plinting it. I'll plint it like so to the number that I want, both the left and the two of them. So I'll cut out this edge. Instead of cutting from this point, I extended it to this point so that I will have enough drape there. You can as well do splash and spread method. That is, you just cut it using your pattern paper and spread it out to your fabric. But at this point, I'll be cutting the second piece. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'm cutting the second side of the front. Now this is it. At the time be planting it like so. Just as many as you want. Go ahead and use your safety pin and secure it. I want it to have a very nice drape at this point. You can as well make it to be straight at this point, depending on the shape you want. So why I have this shape, I don't want to have a large opening at the front. Remember, we have already cut out our 6 inches for the depth of the neckline. That's why from this point I now cut out for the drape. So but if you take it straight, it will go deeper. That's why you are having this shape that looks like X at this point. So the next thing I'll be cutting will be the sleeve, which is the final part of the dress. Now for the sleeve, I want it to be very full. The length I'm using is 12 inches. For the width on fold, I'm having 14 inches. So I'll just mark 7 inches here. Let me say 8 inches. And from this point, I'll curve it to the upper part. I'll go ahead and put a notch at the shoulder line. Then I'll place it on my fabric to cut out the second one. So guys, we have actually cut out all the pieces that we need, both the front, the back, the down part and the sleeves. For the fabric that I use 3.5 years of fabric to achieve this. So the next stage will be the sewing aspect. Now for the sewing, the first thing I'll do is to cut out the lining for all the front and back pieces only. The sleeve will not be having any lining. And you can as well add lining depending on your choice. So I'll cut out all the lining. Then the next step will be to fix my dart for both front and back pieces. Now for the front here, because of the drape on one side, we'll be fixing our dart on only one side of the front in each of the two sides. So the next thing I'll do is to mark my bust to bust measurement is 7 inches plus half an inch, that is 4 inches. This is 4 inches here. Then my shoulder to my bust point is 11.5 inches. So this 11.5 inches. Well, 4 inches here. This is 11.5 inches here. From this point is 4 inches. Then from this point, just remove half an inch from the center front and half an inch from the armhole side. Just extend it to this bust point. That is all for the dart. So I'll do the same to both the front and the back pieces. You can see this one side. I'll just mark all of them. To make it easier for me, I would go ahead and put notch. At the center here. If I put a notch, this is at that point at the 4 inches, so that I will then fold it up like so and so. So this for the front. Then for the back two pieces as well, I'll place each of them together. I'll sew the dart before I turn it with my lining. Remember, we removed 1.5 as the zip allowance. So guys, I've printed the two edges, you can see, and I went ahead to insert my dart on the front side. Now I will keep it aside. So I've printed the two edges, you can see, and I fix my dart at the two sides. This is one for this side and one for the other side because of the wrap. So I put my dart on one side of each of them. So I'll keep it aside. Now for the back, I want it to have princess dart. So what I will do, my bust to bust measurement is 7 inches divided into 2 will give me 3.5 plus half an inch, making it 4 inches. So I will take 4 inch. This is shoulder princess dart. So I will take the 4 inch, mark it to where the bust point stopped. Okay, 4 inches each to this point here. Then at the shoulder line, I will divide it into 2. You can see, you can as well do the armhole. There is different type of princess cut. You can use the armhole side, you can use the shoulder side. But for the shoulder side here, I have 4.5 inches. So I will divide it into 2. Whatever I have here, I will mark. Then I will take it from here to this point, then down to this point. So I will just mark 10 inches. This is the back. If it's the front, the dart supposed to start from my bust point, which is 11.5, but I'll make it 10 inches. So the connection will start from this point, not from this point. From this 10 inches, I will take this is the straight line here. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Make sure you use your pin to secure all the edges. So the 4 inches, I started it from the zip allowance, not from the edges here, precisely from the zip allowance. Then I'll cut. So this for the back two pieces. I'll go ahead and join each of them together, after which I'll go ahead and turn it with lining. So this is the front side. I will as well get my lining. This is the front. You cut your lining the same way you cut your fabric, but this one is shorter. Now for this down part, I'll just go ahead and close up the two sides. Then I'll turn it over to the right side and top stitch. The same thing I'll do to the second two back pieces. So the same thing I'll do, after which I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Sewn this princess dart, and I went ahead to turn both the front and the back pieces with my lining. So I'll turn it to the right side. But first of all, I will notch all this neckline. So I'll go ahead and top stitch the lining straight, the same thing to the other side. Then I'll go ahead and join it together by sewing through the two sides. I'll, after top stitching on the down part, I'll sew it through. So I'll go ahead after top stitching on the at the tip here. I'll go ahead and join the two edges. I'll top stitch on both ends. Now go ahead and close the two sides. Make sure the two edges are aligned. I'll close it up this edge and as well close it up this edge after top stitching on the lining. Okay, I'll keep it aside. This is for the two back pieces. I'll go ahead and notch the neckline as well. Then I'll turn it to the right side. After joining the two sides, I'll go ahead and join both the back pieces and the front pieces together. But make sure you iron it. I've not ironed it. By the time I join both of them, both the front and the back pieces, I will as well join the two edges like so and close it up with half an inch. For the neckline, you join it like so. Fabric to fabric and lining to lining. You can see. After joining the two sides, you close it up. Remember the first thing to top stitch, then join the two fronts together, then place it on the back side, back pieces and close up with half an inch or through. You keep it aside. For the front, I made it to be full so that I can plait it, but I'm not plaiting it now. So go ahead and join the lining. So I'll go ahead and close up the two sides, the same thing to the second side, so that by the time I'm through with the upper side, I just need to join it together. Or you can as well, instead of you to join it together, you can as well face the front side with the front peplon, the back side with the back peplon, whichever one. Now I've joined the two sides, you can see, and the shoulder as well. So the next thing I will do is to fix the down part. Now this is the down part. I separated the lining from the fabric to get a better result. So this is the waistline. Remember I added enough inches to make for me to plait it. I want it to be a full one. So I'll go ahead and place it like so. This is the waistline, and the seam line should match with the seam line. This is the two side seam line, and the second side, this is the second seam line for the side. Then look at the excess fabric for plaiting. So I'll go ahead and plait all these to rhyme to this waistline, and I'll as well top stitch the same thing to this one. You can see. So I'm going to plait this one to rhyme with the length here, the same thing to the other side. After then, initially I said I'm going to join the lining to the dress, but I found out that it will be better this way. So after joining the fabric, I'll turn it like so, this side, and plait it so that I'll cover it up to make a very neat finishing at the back. You can see. So this is how the lining would look after sewing. So after sewing the fabric from this side, from this end, plaiting, I will put the lining on the other end the same way the two seam lines should match with the other seam line. I'll go ahead and sew through, then cover it up, and as well add my zipper. I'll add my zipper to it, after which I will show you the next thing, which is the last part, closing up. Because by the time I add my zipper, I will close up the back from the hemline. I'll close up the down part to the zip line. I'll fix my zip. The last part will be to attach the sleeve. So I'll go now and do this one before I show you about the sleeve stuff. So guys, I've joined all the parts together and I went ahead to add trimmings at the neck area and at the down part. So the final thing to do is to fix the sleeve, the two sleeves. Before then, I have to shape the sleeve, the armhole. So you can see I've sewn it. The next thing to do is the sleeve. I'll put the dress aside. I've cut out the sleeve band, which is 4 inches. I measured 4 inches by 12.5 inches by 4 inches. Now my round sleeve is 11 inches. 11 divided into 2 will give me 5.5 inches. So this is 5.5 and I added half an inch for the seam allowance. Okay, this will be the band. Now the next thing to do is to fold the band into 2 and put a notch. This particular fabric, you should always make sure you use your chalk to mark the wrong side, otherwise you will end up sewing the wrong side. So while sewing it, always use, you can see. Now face it from the right side and I'll also put a notch at the main sleeve. Just the midpoint we are notching, both for the band and for the sleeve. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, get the right side of the band. It will be folded into 2, but I want to start by plinting on it first. This is the right side facing the right side, you can see. Then I'll use my office pin to secure the 2 midpoints to be at a place. Then I'll go ahead and plint this from this side. I'm plinting it in order to get covered with this. The length of this sleeve, I doubled this length and added extra 4 inches. That is the length of the sleeve. You double the length of the band and I added extra 4 inches depending on how full you want it. So I'll do it for this front, for the first and second sleeve. After sewing it, then I'll top stitch like so. I'll just fold it in and top stitch. So at this point we are facing it. Let's not get it wrong. You can as well put it together and just plint, and just put this one like so. By the time we are through, the right side will be facing each other, or you can do it this way. You turn it to this end, the right side facing the wrong side. So by the time we finish, we'll now top stitch from the back. So guys, whichever way you choose, just go ahead and print on it. After which we'll close it up like so. If I close it up, then I insert it to the main body of the dress. Then I'll show you the final picture of how it looks. So guys, after sewing, this is how it looks. This is the sleeve. And see the front. Then I went ahead to hem the down part as well. The zipper, see the inner part of it. So guys, I hope this video is helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, share to your friends, and bye until I see my next video. Bye.